Hey, this is Coach Woolley, the holistic trainer, and this is a demonstration of a technique for myofascial release of the middle of your hamstring. To perform this technique, you're going to need something to sit on that you can bend and extend your knee, for example, a bench, and you're going to need a ball to use. So this is a lacrosse ball, which is very dense and firm. I suggest starting off with something softer like a tennis ball, especially if this is your first time doing this technique. If it feels okay to use the tennis ball and then you're ready to progress, then you can advance to using a more advanced tool like a lacrosse ball. To perform this technique, you're going to begin by sitting down and taking your ball and placing it on the object you're sitting on and putting direct pressure into the ball around the middle of your hamstring. And now from here, I'm going to slowly start to slide my leg back and forth, and I'm moving the ball from the inner part of my hamstring and out to the outer part of my hamstring. And I'm just looking for the area that has the most discomfort, or looking for a muscle that feels like it's knotted up or feels almost like a rope texture. When doing this technique, we're also going to be extending the knee, which is putting the hamstring on a stretch and then bending the knee back down. And as I'm doing that, I can also move the ball back out so it's more on the outer part of the hamstring, fully extending the knee and bending it and moving it back so the ball's more towards the inside part of my hamstring, and bending and extending the knee. Feel free to explore this position. You can move the ball a little bit higher up your hamstring and do the same technique. You can even move it all the way up where it's all the way up underneath where the glute muscle and the hamstring meet. You may find some knotty, ropey muscles up in that area. Still focusing on the extension and the bending of the knee. You can move the ball all the way down to where it's almost to the base, top of the knee, and perform the same technique. I want to put as much pressure down into the ball as is tolerable. And getting that extension and bending of the knee is what really makes this a good technique of myofascial release. When you're done with one side, perform the same technique on the opposite leg. When you're doing this technique, set a timer for 2 to 5 minutes and do one side. Set another timer for 2 to 5 minutes and do the other side. And if you notice that one side has a lot more tension or more muscles that feel like they're in knots, spend more time doing that side. And this is a myofascial release technique for your middle hamstring.